can't remember, it might be McKinsey, who have a 70-20-10 kind of split, 70 core, 20 adjacency, and 10% moonshot, breakthrough, transformative, whatever you want to call it. I rarely see it happen in real life. CB Insights did some measurement around, basically 8 in 10 products in pipelines are just continuous improvements and changes to existing products and really minor, let's do this flavor yogurt this year kind of thing. We're drinking Casamigos tequila.
Cheers.
Clooney's brand that he founded, that he sold to Diageo.
I think he did very well out of those hundreds of millions of dollars or something. So.
Well, he definitely needed the money, so good on him. People need to broaden their horizon and zoom out a little bit and not say, well, I'm in a product-based category, therefore my innovation is product-driven, and maybe think a little bit more like the Doblin model and the 10 types of innovation, and think to yourself, there's product, services, business model, experiences, process, so many different ways we can bring value to life. And from a categorization perspective, I typically put them into 3 different buckets, and lots of businesses have a version of this. It might be core, adjacent, transformative. GE had a model which was now, next, and new. Some have things like renovation, stretch, and breakthrough, or step change, whatever it is. The concept is the same, right? The closer you play to your core business, the fewer uncertainties and
lower risk,
and perceivably lower risk. It's funny, like the nearer in stuff fails at a pretty similar rate to the
oh
further,
really?
Yeah, like it has a much lower chance a lot of the time of returning the cost of capital, because a lot of these near in things are done through the lens of a business's mindset. What can we make? Yes. What can we do quickly? What can we do cheaply? So therefore, the actual thing you put out in the market is hardly novel, it's pretty predictable. So it typically will hit about 50% of its forecast, and it will not survive more than 2 to 3 years in the market. And that's not long enough with small size of prize to recoup the cost of human capital, any sort of formulation, development and testing, packaging materials, inventory, selling costs, creative, research, media, all those sunk costs. They take a while to break even on those. So they seem safe, but some of the safest stuff can be the riskiest stuff. Because what else they do, they come at an opportunity cost. What could you have been working on?
That's exactly right.
If you didn't spend 14 months and 9 divisions working on that. So you have your core, which is less uncertain but potentially less incremental value. Then you have your stretch or adjacencies, which is a mixture of uncertainties. It might use some of your capital equipment, but you're pushing into category X. Or it could be something completely novel for an existing space. Really good innovations start off as quite differentiated as well, but over time they get those fast followers, less copies, and they become less differentiated. Hence why things like distinctiveness and first to scale advantage are really, really important. And then the final one is this breakthrough, step change, transformative stuff. And
the moonshot.
The moonshot, what kind of innovation can change the game that we're in?
Yes.
What can help us manifest our purpose in a completely new way? What can stop us from being the disrupted by getting ahead of that, potentially making ourselves obsolete? And that stuff gets really heroed a lot. Everyone sort of focuses on that. They're always in the presentation decks. And inside the building, 80%, 90% of the pipeline is core.
Yeah.
And that middle sort of often gets forgotten, but it's sort of the area where I really like it. And I think that there's a lot of value to be made there.
Interesting.